Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Forgiveness is your function as the light of the world. What's good, light? What's good, fam? We made it to lesson 62 of A Course in Miracles. And today we are going to build off of the lesson yesterday, which stated, me and you are the light of the world. We are going to be remembering this more ever than before. We are going to discuss this truth about us so that way we never forget about it again, and we will learn how to unlock all the powers that we have not allowing ourselves to use due to our lack of awareness that they exist. So let's dive straight into this lesson. You already know where to go if you got the book, and if you don't have the book yet, the PDF is in the description. Now let's go ahead and dive straight in. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. It is your forgiveness that will bring the world of darkness to the light. It is your forgiveness that lets you recognize the light in which you see. Forgiveness is the demonstration that you are the light of the world. Through your forgiveness does the truth about yourself return to your memory. Therefore, in your forgiveness lies your salvation. Now, we're going to pause right there for a little bit and discuss forgiveness just a little bit before we continue. Forgiveness is something that you do not have to go to the other person in physical and tell them I forgive you. This is all mind training that me and you are doing. A Course in Miracles lessons that we've been doing for the past 62 days are mind training. Me and you are learning how to train this powerful tool of ours, because right now it is untrained and we have been using it incorrectly. We have been using it in a way that we did not intend to use it before we stepped in these bodies. We knew that we were genius, powerful creators, love and light as God created us, and we fell asleep to that fact, and we had a little curious thought what it would be like to be separate from God, which we could never really do. But because we are creators like God, we created this idea of who we are, this body, and we are in this world together now because we had that little thought of, I would like to see what it would be like to be separate from God. I would like to see what it would be like to be separate from all that is, all that I am. And we got what we wished for. Now we are here in these bodies. We fell asleep for the most part, and now we're coming back to the recognition of who we really are, and we are going to agree today that we would like to return back to our natural state of being. We've seen what it's like to be separate from God, although we could never really be separate from our source, where we originated from. We can never be separate from that, but we can imagine that we are. We can make images that cause us to perceive that we're separate, which is why we are here in these bodies and we think that we're separate from one another. But we are going to remember who we really are, and knowing what we are practicing today is going to, and not only today, but what we've been practicing, what we will continue to be practicing for the duration of these lessons, we're going to remember that we can be one with God again, and we actually are, but we just can't perceive that right now. And I am here doing my best to convey this idea in a way that will help you, my reflection, my brother, another child of God, come to the remembrance of who you really are. So I'm going to make sure I do my best to use words and be receptive to what God is telling me to say in order to help you wake up if you're not already awake with me. And if you are awake with me, then me and you can both do that, provide that service to the world if it is your wish to do so. And it is our function. This is why we are here. Like yesterday's lesson stated, we are the light of the world. That is our only function, and that is why we are here, to remind each other that we are not separate from our source. We are not separate from one another. We are not separate from each other. We are not alone. We are not these bodies. But because we had that little curious idea of what it would be like to be separate, and because we are powerful creators, created this situation for ourselves. We got what we wanted at the time while identifying with the ego. But being in our right minds, we are here to come back to who we really are. Now, before we continue reading this, forgiveness, like I was saying, is not something that you have to tell somebody. It's all in your mind, which is why we're training it to understand that you could be sitting right here with your eyes closed, or even with your eyes opened if you are that advanced, and you can think of somebody that you hold a grievance towards, or you hold a grudge against, or you haven't forgiven them, and you know right now in this instant who that person is. Don't try to think of other people. Don't try to do anything other than, don't try to change the person you're thinking of. You know who it is that you need to forgive. And there may be multiple people, but right now at this moment in time, the person that comes up is your work. That is your work. That is who you need to forgive. And how you do that is not call them up and tell them you forgive them if you don't feel led to do that. But the whole intention of what we're learning is to go within and pretend as if they're standing right in front of you, and don't just say the words to them, but actually feel that forgiveness, feel that sense of peace that comes after you let someone free and you let yourself free, because that other person is you. You have not forgiven them, but you have also not forgiven yourself. If you haven't forgiven somebody and you know who that person is, it's only weighing you down. It's a heavy weight. Think of a hot air balloon, right? And you're trying to go up, you're pulling the fire, and the fire is lifting the hot air balloon, but the hot air balloon is not lifting because you forgot to untie the sandbags that are keeping the hot air balloon from elevating upward. That's kind of what's happening now. We have sandbags weighing us down, and those sandbags represent, in this analogy, the individuals that we haven't forgiven, the situations that have happened in our life that we still have emotional charge to, that we think about time and time again, that cause us to fall back asleep ourselves when we have done something. All of that emotional charge that we have of not forgiving others or situations, circumstances, event, ourselves, and holding that grudge and thinking that it's fine to just keep that one person and hold that grievance against just one person, is a sandbag that's causing you, who is the light of the world, to not be able to shine as bright as you possibly could, because you haven't let yourself go. You haven't forgiven yourself fully. And if you forgive yourself, that must mean you forgive everyone and everything outside of you, because remember, we are not separate from God. Me and you are one with and a part of all that is, meaning that person over there that looks like they're separate from you is actually another aspect of you. That situation that occurred that appears separate from you is another aspect of you, because it is your creation. You created that experience, and you have to love every single experience that you created, whether you would prefer it or not. You have to shine that love and shine that light of who you really are on everyone and everything, because everyone and everything is you. You are the only one here. And this may sound crazy, but I promise you, I know we are being led in the right direction, and I would never lead you anywhere other than the right direction and where you want to go. And that is where we all want to go, in the direction of God's will, because when we are in our right mind, our will is one with God's, because we want to be awake. We do not want to be in the world of fear that we thought we wanted to go check out and see what it would be like when we had that curious little thought. We are here now, and we are going in the right direction, and you're going to have to trust me on this one if you don't already. And if you do, then shout out to you for having the mental strength and being in the vicinity of who you really are to remember the magnitude of what we're discussing here. That is a big deal. That the fact you understand what we're discussing right now, that is a very great big deal. So congratulations to the both of us for being here today in each other's presence. Just remember, whoever we have not forgiven, that is our work. And if we don't do that work, then it's only harming us. It's only keeping us from being the fullest we could be at any given moment in time. Illusions about yourself and the world are one. That is why all forgiveness is a gift to yourself. Your goal is to find out who you are, having denied your identity by attacking creation and its creator. You are learning how to remember truth. For this attack must be replaced by forgiveness, so that thoughts of life may replace thoughts of death. Now, I want to re-clarify one thing right here. It states, illusions about yourself and the world are one. That is why all forgiveness is a gift to yourself. And your goal is to find out who you are, having denied your identity by attacking creation and its creator. Now, there's people out there so far from who they really are, so forgetful of the truth about them, that they're out there attacking people in this world that we live in. They're attacking them. They're attacking nothing, because the body is nothing. They're thinking they're doing something, but okay, check this out. I'm going to put this in a way that I believe we're both going to understand a little more clearly. Everything out there is one with and a part of us, and we are one with and a part of everything out there and everyone out there. Whenever you attack one of God's creations, you're really attacking yourself, because God only created one of us and we are all that one son. Now, think of a will, right? If you think of a boat, there's the origin of the wheel, and then they have all the spokes popping out of the wheel. So it's a big circle, one wheel to turn the ship, and there are spokes of that wheel around the wheel. So although there's one wheel, there is many individual components that are at the end of the wheel. Now, that's kind of what's happening here, is me and you are all one, but it just appears in this world because it appears that me and you are separate and apart from one another. But what's really happening, because we're all one and we are one with all creation, because me and you are one with all creation, because that individual over there who is attacking something that he is one with, he's only hurting himself. Think about my right hand, right? And I'm over here punching my face like that. My right hand, thinking that it's separate from the face, is attacking this portion of the body. And although my right hand may feel like it is doing a good job at protecting itself because the face is now destroyed, it's really doing or serving no purpose, because this body is one. So same thing on an even larger scale. We live on this planet together, me and you and everyone else here, and anybody who is doing insane acts of harming somebody else, or even as little as it may appear, of thinking negative thoughts about someone else, everything that this person does is only harming themselves, because everything out there that they think they see is something that they are one with. They are one with all creation. Me and you are one with all creation. And only when we know that on the deepest level will we understand that every single, down to the thought we think, every single thought we think, even if we're not attacking someone physically, every thought we think about attack, or every thought we think that causes us to feel upset in any form and causes us to lose our sense of peace, is an attack upon ourself, which is love and light. And in that moment, we forget who we are by identifying with this ego that we've made for ourselves, and we're thinking thoughts about that person and that thing and that situation like there's something else, when really they are us. So let's continue, and I believe that this will, like always, clarify what I just stated. Remember that in every attack you call upon your own weakness, while each time you forgive, you call upon the strength of Christ in you. Now, like we just stated, if you're attacking something out there, you're doing it to yourself, but that would also therefore have to mean that the opposite is true, meaning when you forgive someone, you are forgiving yourself. You're letting yourself free. You are freeing yourself by doing good onto others and everyone and everything. Whenever you treat others the way you would like to be treated, that's such a real statement that we really took for granted as little kids when they told us that in school or wherever you may have heard that, if you have heard that before. Treat others the way you would like to be treated. That's the golden rule. And if you would like to expand that, you could even go further by saying, think about others as you would like others to think about you. Give to others as you would like others to give unto you. Talk about others as you would like others to talk about you. If you're talking about somebody and you're talking about them in a way that you would not like them to talk about you, you're only attacking yourself because you think that this person is not a reflection of the one that God created, which is who you are. This is very simple stuff, but whenever you have been identifying with the ego and the body for such a long period of time, which is so far from truth, it's going to be very conceptual sounding. It's going to sound like it's going to sound like whatever it sounds like to the individual sleeping, because they can't interpret truth. So they're misinterpreting truth based on the lenses that they're wearing. So what we're discussing here, and I could assure you, is very true. This is knowledge that I don't even believe we should have right now. Like, this is some powerful stuff we're discussing. And it is, and I could assure you again, truth. This is unchangeable. No matter how much we try to deny the real world, no matter how much we try to deny truth, or deny the fact that we are love and light, or deny the fact that we are only attacking ourselves when we are doing anything bad out there, no matter how much we try to deny that, we cannot change anything that was just stated, but we can deny it. We can misinterpret it. We can look at it for something that it is not, but by us doing all those insane things, it's not going to change what was just said. What the intention behind these words is truth and unchangeable and unalterable. And thank God that we have this knowledge in our possession right now, because it's giving us the recognition of who we really are, allowing us to save ourselves from all of the fearful thoughts that we have made for ourselves. Me and you are the light of the world, and we are, as the light of the world, the salvation of the world, meaning because you are shining your light and you are liberated, you allow others to be liberated and freed from their illusions as well. So let's go ahead and continue, but just know the fact that me and you are here in the presence of this knowledge, and not only in the presence of it, but are comprehending it on the level that we do, and we are still here and we haven't skipped this video after 17 minutes, says something. And it says something very powerful about where we are in relationship to this knowledge. It shows us that we are doing something right. We are more awakened than ever. We are in the presence of truth, and we know it. And only whenever we are aware of that can we consciously and deliberately exercise our abilities. And we have some dope abilities. We could do so much with this powerful tool of ours. We're going to get to that later on in the lessons, but right now let's just begin to remember who we are before we begin to exercise our abilities that do exist. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Do you not then begin to understand what forgiveness will do for you? It will remove all sense of weakness, strain, and fatigue from your mind. It will take away all fear and guilt and pain. It will restore the invulnerability and power God gave His Son to your awareness. Let us be glad to begin and end this day by practicing today's idea, and to use it as frequently as possible throughout the day. It will help to make the day as happy for you as God wants you to be, and it will help those around you as well as those who seem to be far away in space and time to share this happiness with you. As often as you can, closing your eyes if possible, say to yourself today, "Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy." Forgiveness is your function as the light of the world, and you would fulfill your function that you may be happy. Repeat this to yourself. First thing you do when you wake up, last thing you do before you go to bed, and as frequently as possible in between, because the more we embed this intention in our mind, it will be easier for us to think this thought. It will be easier for us to remember this and use this tool whenever we fall asleep. So that way when we're asleep and we're aware that we're asleep, we can pull this tool out of our toolbox and we can use it to wake up again and return to where we're at now, which is home, which is heaven, which is a state of mind that God would have us be in, and a state of mind that we ourselves would be in, because this is what we want. When we are in our right mind, like we are right now, we know that there is nothing more powerful than the state of mind that we are in right now. Whenever we are asleep, however, we may think that we want things of this world in order to feel better, but those are just temporary fixes for something much deeper and internal that cannot be fixed by nothingness. Things of this world are nothing. They mean nothing. They are not going to save you. They are temporary, like this body. They are going to turn to dust, and they are only here to help you reawaken to who you really are as the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy. Then devote a minute or two considering your function and the happiness as release it will bring you. Let related thoughts come freely, for your heart will recognize these words, and in your mind is the awareness they are true. Should your attention wander, repeat the idea and add, I would remember this because I want to be happy. And that is the end of lesson 62 of A Course in Miracles. We are going to keep this on our mind all day, all morning, throughout the day, all night, and we are going to make this a new program that will serve us better than the programs that we may currently have that cause us to believe that we are anything less than the light of the world. So until tomorrow, I will catch you for lesson 63 of A Course in Miracles, and as always, may we never be the same.